sell them on eBay.
Mal, you should, instead of stacking them, you should have them around your head like a bunch of like...
Oh, like a star!
Yeah.
God,
Oh my god!
That sounds miserable, but I will try.
Welcome, everyone, to the Attach and Pass podcast. My name is Nikki. I am your co-host. I'm here with Jake, my always, my forever, my co-host as well. And I'm here with two very special guests. We got Malachi, and we got Nick, two TBG members. Oh, you both mimicked each other. You both are like...
Yeah, you both did the...
It was like the half jazz hands.
Yeah.
the wipers, the windshield wipers, like...
Yeah.
Right. You're close to like spirit fingers.
Right.
That's what you should have done.
Spirit fingers.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
I'm doing good. Milwaukee just happened, so pretty poggers. Just got home like a few hours ago. But, I'm kind of vibing.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. How are you, Nick?
Good. Tired. Long week. So, yeah, Milwaukee was cool. Was at a wedding beforehand, like in the area. So
I forgot that you were at a wedding right before that.
That was what the first round I played an Absol player. I was like, dude, I would know how to beat your deck, probably. But that deck came out, and I was at a wedding. And he was like, sounds like you have a better life than I.
That's awesome. Well, since we're already talking about Milwaukee, let's ask, how did Milwaukee go? And, we'll start with Mal, who is dressed in a special way. So,
Right.
So Milwaukee didn't go as according to plan as I would have hoped. I did play Absol Genghis Khan to the event. As control, I was gonna put control to the main event, but unfortunately, it did not pan out as I hoped due to some unfortunate, just like last minute realizations of like the Gardevoir match is way too difficult to pan out, and there's way too many pieces that you need in order to beat it. So I was kind of like, I don't really want to lose to just any Gardevoir player, and like I would rather play something that at least can play into them. And Tord came out with the guide on Wednesday, which I was able to watch riding with my locals on Thursday. Which when I watched it, I was like, holy shit, this deck's kind of cool. And I quite literally played under 10 games with the deck before the first day of the event and ended up 4-2-2 with it somehow. I started off 401 and then proceeded to hit Alakazam where I could not find my Miss Energies. And I thought he played 2 Enhanced Hammers, but he told me incorrectly and he only played 1. But also he had put an Iron Bundle, which was very unfortunate. I then hit Makani on Gardevoir. Game was 1 and 2 were really good. But he Flutter made me as the opener in game 3. I can't really draw Genghis Khan that well when he has Flutter Mane, so that made it pretty annoying. So that was not a really good game, and he just kind of high rolled me. And then I hit Lucario on the winning end, which is not a good matchup just because they can target your Genghis Khans very early. And it makes it really, really difficult to play the game, especially if you have a hand that you need to kind of use Genghis Khan to draw some cards and play the game. So I didn't make day 2, so I decided to celebrate my birthday that was on Sunday playing in pods while I rooted everybody else on that was still participating in the main event. And especially Nick, who I'll let that segue into.
Cool. Yeah, so I played Dragapult. Pretty much just took the Tord list from Frankfurt. I thought the 4 candies was really explosive. Everyone was kind of writing Dragapult off from like where it's always been like the deck to play after Gardevoir, and it felt seems like quite a few steps from there. Like everyone's like leading up to Milwaukee, it dropped from to like maybe the 5th, 6th best play or option to play at the event. which is fine. It's like the only thing I've played since rotation. Didn't really have any expectations of swapping or anything. Started the event. First round, I just hit Dengo. It was a pretty simple game. They were playing Dengo, Togekiss, and just didn't get a gold Dengo out game 1. Didn't get one out game 2, I don't think either. Like, it was just like Itchy Pollen, Dusclops, Hawlucha, Phantom Dive, and so it was just kind of a tragedy. Set 2, I was joking around on who I would hit, and I hit Henry Chow. But I did know his list because he posted about it in the Discord. And the only thing I remembered specifically about the list was just that he commented loses to Dragapult, beats everything else, and that made me feel pretty fine, pretty confident when I sat down. Game 1, just board wipe him. He doesn't get past like Ralts Monkey as his board before I blow everything up. Problem is I didn't really know what he was on at that point because all I had seen was this Ralts Monkey Psychic and an Iono. Like that doesn't tell you anything as to which kind of list you have. Game 2 becomes pretty obvious pretty early because he secret boxes away the Enamorous, so I was pretty confident that he was on the Turbo Energized list. He sets up, kind of. He does get to like Gardevoir and stuff. I dig for a game because game 1 I didn't have to show that I ran Jamming Tower on top of the 4 candies. He did realize I had more than 2 or 3 because I think I had to Ultra Ball them away to like set up posture game 1. So I'm sitting there digging with Iono, and I have to think about, okay, I think there's a way I can win this turn, and I hit it. I think I hit like Iono into, I'm able to have like Dusknoir, Dusclops, Jamming Tower, Countercatcher, so I Countercatcher up the Clefairy, pop all over his bench, and just take a 4 prize turn, which is good. So beat Henry Chow round 2, always sick, always feels good.
That was crazy when you told us like that you were facing him.
Yeah,
We were like, no.
I'd like to note that you didn't even tell us until after the round was over.
Yeah.
You came in the server and you're just like, hey, I won round 2. Check who my opponent was.
Yeah, and we were like, what?
Yeah. It was
Just
a pretty
casually
cool round.
beats the Guardian Goat.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool round because, yeah, I was like, I don't know. In my head, I was like, there's no way that this is happening like round 2. Which didn't feel amazing, but then I remembered the list and I was like, all right, it should be fine. Rounds 3 and 4, I play Zard. I think it's almost the exact same list. I think it's win-win on both those sets, and it was just like...
Was it like a standard Zard or like the one that won the event?
It was like Zard, Pidgeot. I don't think either of them played the Duskull, and they both didn't bench Psyduck, so I don't know if they had it or not, because one of them...
your second one had
maybe had
Duskull.
Psyduck.
It had Duskull. The other one had a Ogre... the Water Ogre Pond.
Oh, yeah. The first one was kind of weird, because it was the, like, Wellspring list, so I played like I was against Terrabox. That one was a win-loss win. Because they were able to just like pump Clefairy one of the games, and then the other games they just like couldn't even get out of Charmander. So it was like they could keep pumping, but then their board was Wellspring, Knockdown, which is like not a board you can progress the game on after like 2 turns. The actual Zard player, I felt kind of bad. He Tatsugi'd like 10 times, and I think he saw like 1 support.
No.
So Tatsugi''s a fraud.
Yeah, the fish never pays out. That's why I said
bad at attracting customers.
So I said, I was like, I remember back when I used to play Tatsu and like the old Dragapult list with like before rotation, and I was like, that guy never gave me anything. All I did was
Look, the only thing that Tatsugi's attracting is a failing business. That's all I'm going to say.
He's attracting bankruptcy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I hit Surreal-Edge. Win-win. They just like can't knock out. I'm convinced versus like high candy builds, they just Like, you can even, like, candy pull on the bench while you're itchy pollinating, and they just can't knock it out anyways. So you, like, protect your
Right.
attaches pretty nicely, which is kind of the unique part of the build, which I like. I hit Dengo Rocks. It was a pretty close set. It was... Game 1 was pretty bad. I don't think I ever Iono'd him, so he had, like, a 40-card hand on the last turn. And I was like, I don't know if he has it. And he had it. Game 2 was pretty close. I think I did get the board wipe off just barely off of hitting like Candy Dustnor pop on Dango into Stretcher Candy Dustnor to actually just kill both Dangos, so he just didn't have an attacker. So he just scooped it up. And then game 3 was very back and forth. I was almost turn 0 of time, which would have been really bad because I couldn't win.
Right.
But he ended up being turn 0, and I needed 2 prizes. I just assumed he had no disruption, and I bared for 2 while Ionoing him to 1. It was a pretty weird high-stress board state for both of us because his board was Gimme Ghoul, Lunatone, Dango, and I got Jamming Tower out, and I Ionoed him to 1. But he promoted the Gimme Ghoul, which had me very worried that he had like a crazy hand. But he whiffed knockout by like, I think like a card. He said if he promoted the Dango with metal on it, he had knockout on bear, and I was like, oh, good thing we didn't do that. And I was just able to bench Latios, pop Dustclops, or not pop Dustclops. Yeah, it was 2-2 prizes. Yeah, so I was able to pop Dustclops, and that's why. And then retreat bear, Dustclops active, and then Blood Moon for game, which was very hairy, very close, but sometimes how it goes versus the turbo decks.
Yeah.
Round 7, played Ian Robb. Knew he was on stream the round before. Didn't know too much except that he was on a version of Jelly Guardy. Game 1 is I just am able to board wipe. Game 2 is pretty close. It comes down to him like scream tailing my Fez with 6 energy for game. And then game 3, we just run out of time. So it was a cool set because I realized that the Guardian matchup was a lot better than I thought over the course of the weekend, which was a good, I guess, a happy little surprise because everyone was just kind of disrespecting Dragapult with their builds, like lower Harvin counts, lower Evo counts, like not like the guaranteed like get into the game kind of cards. Because there were game 1,
especially your high candy version of Pult, right?
Yeah, because game 1, I realized when he had when his board was like Jelly, Ralts, Monkey, I just double clops the Ralts on the bench, and then Jellicent was just stuck in the active with 200 damage on it, so it was just gonna die. Which just meant I always had like game on board, which is like a crazy thing to just see. And then round 8, so I am 601. I know I am in day 2. I hit Rowan, and he's on Jelly Guardy as well. I don't know if he'd been streamed at this point. I just knew he was on Guardy.
He had?
He might have been. Every round I'm just like asking people like, who's on what? Hoping for some answers, some help. Game 1 is miserable. Frillish locks me out of the game. I don't see a draw supporter, and he literally Frillished for all 6 prizes. Like, didn't even make Jellicent.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
I sat there and played it out because I was like, there's no reason to scoop, but there was also not really a reason for me to play the game, which is kind of miserable. So I lose game 1. Game 2, I'm able to board wipe. Like, he only gets, like, his board to, like, Monkey, Ralts, and I'm just able to Candy Dustnor, Candy Pull, Dustclops, just blow up the whole board. And then game 3 gets really close and really scary. I go to 4 prizes. 4, 3, 3. I need 3 prizes to win the game. I get the board wipe, but he's able to kind of reestablish himself. Like he's able to go monkey in the active, Ralt's on the bench, TM Evo double Ralts, and I think he has Clefairy down with a charm. I still haven't played my jamming tower by this point, but he has like a 6 or 7 card hand. Oh, and Fez is down because that's it. And I am just set up like just sitting there. But if I Phantom Dive, there's a very good chance he just wins because he's also at 3 prizes. Countercatcher's not live. I don't even have a Duskull out to like try to do anything quirky. So I own us both to 3 because I hadn't seen my jamming tower all game yet. So I was like, surely it's somewhere down there.
Right.
Yeah, and my board is Pult. I think my board is literally only Pult and then Dracloak with 2 energy on the bench. And active is Pult and Upper. And I draw into Boss, Jamming, Dragapult. And I think about it for a while if I should just Phantom Dive, take a prize, and force him to have game this turn. But I go with what I think is the correct line and just Jet Headbutt the monkey because it had already had 20 damage from like I think it was Psychic Embrace 2 earlier in the game, or I achieved it twice. Something happened where I was at 90, so it was at 90. So okay. I take no knockout. He draws for turn. He researches and he is able to get Gardevoir, but he's like it doesn't threaten game to get Gardevoir on its own, if that makes sense. So he's also in a weird spot because he doesn't want to just like Gardevoir KO my active because he turns on Countercatcher, and then that's like a very easy way to win the game. So he ends up mind bending my Dragapult, and I just have game in hand then because I boss up the Clefairy, retreat the Dragapult into the Dracloak, evolve into Dracloak, and put down Jamming Tower. So that felt like a very cool play. I like thinking back, it was like the play that I was sitting there and really stressed over doing. But because in my head at the moment, I was like, I don't know if this is correct. Like, I could literally just lose the game and have not progressed the board state at all, and look like an idiot. But it ends up working out for the best. And it literally, after the game was done, and I thought about it more, I was like, that was like my Riley McKay pass moment, which felt really good. So that's the end of this. Yeah.
It does sound like the correct play.
Yeah, I like didn't want him to fez. I was sitting there, I was like, I don't want you to fez. Like, I don't want you to do anything.
Right. It was just a tough call. I think you're just denying him as many resources. Yeah. It makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Nick, so you know that all of your opponents except your round 1 opponent made it into day 2?
Yeah, that's what. Well, someone was like,
yeah.
Well, someone was like, look at my resistance. I think my resistance was like 80% or 75% in one of the rounds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they were like, what is
towards
going
the end,
on?
it was 75. It was ridiculous.
It was like ridiculous. And I was like, I didn't really think about it. I was like, I don't know. Aside from like the big names, I was like, I don't know. But I guess everyone was kind of stacked. I guess the Zard matchup is very free though, so that probably helps like mute in my mind how that goes. And then we do the first round of day 2 on the first day, and it's Grim with a duck, and it's just like miserable. He's just able to recycle duck every time. I just keep putting 5 on it, so it dies to Frostlass in between turns, and he just goes like Stretcher Duck, Super Rod, Artisan Duck, so I can never pop a Duskull. I think I maybe misplayed game 2, thinking back on it, because I turned on Countercatcher, which was I think was his only win con because he had discarded a boss earlier. So I like could have forced him to need boss to win, which I don't think he would have had in like a 4 or 5 card hand. I thought about it later and think that might have been correct to like leave the Psyduck alive with 1 more, like instead of doing 5, doing like 4 to Duck, 2 to Monkey, because I think the Monkey was at 4. I don't know if I would have won the game, but it would have, I think, at least given me a shot.
Do you think it was maybe a better line?
Yeah, I think it was like maybe a better line because I thought about it after I got up because I was just frustrated with how the set went. But I thought about like the rest of the day because I was like, I'm probably gonna hit some more Grim Snarls because I thought about it and I was like, it's actually a pretty decent play for the weekend just because almost everyone's on Guardy, or enough people are on Guardy, I guess. So that's cool. And then actual day 2 starts. I hit Zard. They just don't set up either game, and I blow up their board. I hit my first Absol. I hit Xander Pro round 11. Don't really know how the matchup goes like at all.
You were just winging it.
Yeah, I was just kind of figuring. I think literally because I think we talked about it, and we were like, watch the Hedrick game, and then I watched the Hedrick game, and Monkey Dory was definitely a big reason why he won the set, and I was like, I don't have that guy. So we're gonna have to figure something else out.
There's no monkey business in this deck.
Yeah, there's. So it goes okay. Game 1, I don't set up at all, so it's just whatever. He just keeps like Absol taking cards out of my hand, and I lose. Game 2, I think if Blood Moon wasn't prized, it could have gotten very interesting because he bench locked himself out of Duck because I take the first prize bossing Duck Jet headbutting it. He just ends up filling that slot with like third Monkey Dory to make the board state really awkward. But he keeps poisoning his Absol, so it builds up some damage because obviously I'm not just like swinging an Absol and like losing the game. But because of that, there's a turn where Absol has 3 on it, where if Blood Moon wasn't prized, I could have popped Dustnor on a monkey, and I think it was like a risky play. I could have even sent that turn to see if I draw the Blood Moon, but I could have candied Dustnor, popped on a monkey, taken a prize, and if I hit Blood Moon, I can Blood Moon Absol, and it dies in between turns for a 4-prize turn.
Yeah.
But thinking back, I don't think I was ever. I don't know. I still had like I had like 5 prizes to go, and so I was like, that doesn't really accomplish anything. And also, I think Blood Moon was like my last prize, so I'm kind of glad I didn't pop. But he's able to win that. I hit Surledge the next round. They still don't set up. Itchy Pawn works pretty well.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure you totaled every Cerulege you face. Like,
yeah.
I don't even think it's that they didn't set up. I think your deck beats it.
yeah. I think the matchup's pretty good. Like, none of them. I think only 1 or 2 of them even got squawked. And then the problem was like when they would squawk, like the prize map was very easy. But then if they don't squawk, they
never
aren't
get their
OHKO
damage.
and pull. So it's like a very like weird back and forth spot that they're putting.
Yeah. The Soul Rocks and Lunatones really gave you a lot of agency in like the prize map because you have so much access to just clops one of the guys and just kill them.
Yeah. So that was great. Round 13, which is like the round where I am 10-1. So any losses mean no chance at cut. I hit a local. I hit Karis on Grim, which I still think is like one of 2 matchups that are actually bad for me to hit. Lose game 1 pretty bad. Board wipe game 2.
Yeah.
Game 3, she has Secret Box Boss in the opening hand, so she just Secret Box sets up, goes second because she lost game 2. I don't know if she has Boss, obviously, because she doesn't grab it off. She grabs, like, I think Arvin off a box, which made me feel like, oh, I have a lot of time. Like, she's just,
she grabbed the Arvin.
Very setting up.
Which
so
we were getting like a
Nupper.
play-by-play of this whole game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, by this point in the day, there's like, everyone's just watching. Like, there's like so many people watching our game. Either watching our game or at least like the row, because we're in the like first row still at this point.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really get as close to the tables at this point. They like started to move back the line. So yeah, there was a lot of people watching. A lot of our locals were watching and kind of laughing. Because I was like traveled all this way just to play like a cup final. Because every cup final is like me and her. But she bosses my lone Dracloak with Nupper. It dies, and then it's just like constantly trying to come back from these like behind positions and unable to pull through. So can't make cut. but a win pretty much guarantees me cash because I still by far like the most ridiculous resistance out of anyone.
I did
Yeah.
check. You were still the top
Yeah.
31 pointer.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, all my losses or ties made cut except for one. So
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing to have. And the only reason why they didn't all make cut is because Karis hits Ian in the last round. But I'm pretty sure if that doesn't happen, they actually all probably make cut, which is crazy. But then I hit Surrey Ledge, and yeah, it's just the same thing. Like they just if
You
the
just
Pollen
beat it.
sticks, yeah. Overall, my thoughts on the deck are it's pretty good. I don't know how you beat Absol. That's probably the next like thing to think about because I didn't even plan for that deck to get as popular as it did. I had seen on Twitter. I'd like read about it. I'd read what Torch said the Absol player is gonna do, but that didn't really help me a whole bunch because I was like, all right, I'm just getting Luxray V'd every turn, but I can't kill it. So I was like, this is way worse than Luxray V. Like I'm just getting abused. But overall, I think it was a good tournament. The more popular decks that I hit, I had lines, and I think I played correctly into. I think Grim and Absol are like the bad matchups. Like they're probably like somewhere between 70.
They're probably
to
your
60,
two worst
40.
matchups.
Yeah, they're probably the two worst. I think Guardy gets a lot closer, mainly just based on the last minute, like everyone just disrespecting Itchy Pollen and item lock. And I mean, there's reasons for that as well, where like the Jelly Mirror also seems to have gotten a little bit more intricate as well. If you don't have Jellicent, you don't actually frillish your opponent sometimes because they could like Monkey Dart, Adrena Brain, Mind Bend, KO your frillish, and that's pretty bad. So it's pretty neat because that's something that Ian talked about, him and Stavin on their game on stream. But overall, I think the deck was pretty good. I saw as the only one with candies that like top 32, which was I was kind of surprised. Like no one else is at least around like 1 or 2. Everyone else is like Turo, Monkey, Luminous, 2 Jamming Tower, million other cards that they want to squeeze in, mattering on the player. 3rd Pult. Overall, happy with the list. Would probably play it again if I had a major in the format, but I won't be doing anything till Toronto. It was a cool experience doing that well. That's my best performance by far. It was kind of my goal for the season was 1 cash at least. So doing that,
you got it early enough that you're just gonna get a 2nd cash and a 3rd cash.
Yeah, and now the goal has to be cut.
Yeah. I was doing the roster cards today, and I was on yours, and it has like the goal, and I was like, make cash, and I was just like, do I keep this? Like, I guess I do. Like,
Needs
it's a
updated.
goal. You did make it, so
yeah. I was gonna say because like I feel like It was also cool in the run that like I feel like my mentality changed round around where it was like okay like just focus on like winning every game, and at some point it was like all right like win or tie some games so we can like maybe make like cut or cash, and then like as the wins kept pouring in I was like all right like hopefully just
win the
like,
regional.
just win, just keep winning, stop. But overall I think the deck's really good. I really like that it also feels way faster than the other Stage 2s. Like if you look at a lot of the like high tie decks, it's probably gonna be Gardevoirs and it's probably Grimmsnarls.
I mean, your matches were finishing rather quick.
I tied 1 set. Anytime I played a Surrey or Dengo, except for the one, I think they were like 5 to 20 minute sets. Like they were not
like I remember I forget which game it was, but you like the round had just started. I went to cook, and I wasn't even like halfway through cooking, and I look at my phone, and you're like win, and I'm just like, oh okay.
Yeah, I think I won a couple times before the stream match started. And it was like people, like I remember people in like Discord were like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I don't know. The deck's just fast."
it is fast.
Like,
The 4 candies, you just hit the gas.
Well, that mixed with the lilies, like you're
I'm like drawing 8, and as long as like I see a candy and an Ultra Ball, which like are both 4-ofs, not bad odds to have some pretty crazy turns.
Yeah. Just like you see your opponent flip over Shark and you're like, oh, free lunch break.
Yeah, well, that was what, 4 Cerulege?
Yeah, I think I hit 3 or 4. Yeah, which, I mean, technically was the most popular deck, but then I think now when we see the real results, it's not, now that they're like merging the decks together and doing
yeah
appropriate things. But it was cool. It was awesome. I think round 5 was, there was a couple times where Poke data would break and like not update the round, and it would keep reverting to round 5, which was the round that
which
I
is when you were
at 1, and we would just start. All my friends around me would just start screaming, "We could stop the regional right here," which was really fun. But it was a great experience. I guess now Toronto, hopefully I do just as well. I don't know if I'll still play Pult because that's like the only thing I've played since rotation.
You're gonna be doing
it's
better
starting to get a little.
Toronto.
It's starting to get a little dangerous. It's starting to get to a point where like my opponents are looking me up and they know I'm playing Pult.
Yeah, it's like Pult,
yeah, then you had somebody that asked about the luxury cape, right?
Yeah, Henry Chow turbo energized to Fez and started knocking out Dracloaks, and he was like, I really hope he like said it like as he started like cruel arrowing. He's like, I really hope you aren't running luxurious cape, or else this plan's not gonna work. So that felt good to just know that like he did a little bit flicking around.
Right.
You got Henry out here respecting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like right before the match. He's looking at your Limitless page, like, "Oh god damn it! There's a luxurious cape and the Toad scroll." And
he's like, "Let me just check the bank statements of who's purchased my guides recently." Oh, Nick Germain.
Oh, Raggy.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, Nick. Congrats. Honestly. Like, so cool. What are you spending the money on? That's my
I don't know. I bought 2 Plasma Freeze Ultra Balls with the like boxes and trading in some of my Trade Binder stuff. I kind of want to get the full 4 set, but that sounds like a financial mistake, so we probably have to think about that one. Just sit on that one and think about it. Maybe it'll be for like squeezing in another regional. I don't know. I'm already planning on going to a lot. Like 6 or 7. So I mean,
but you're not going to 2 ICs, are you?
Yeah, you should just plan a UIC, honestly.
You should do an EUIC.
Maybe do EUIC. Maybe, I was going to say LAIC is like a month. I think it's too close.
EUIC, Puerto Rico special event, if it ever gets announced, you know. Yeah.
Do a South Africa special event.
Oh, shit. You'll end up in the basement of someone's house.
Yo, it's worth it if it's a regional one.
It's an SP. You don't even get, it's for points. You don't even get money.
You don't even get cash. You just get like.
Oh, yeah.
You get a sick ass trophy, though. Like,
is it like it's the same like trophy and stuff?
I'm not sure, but like at Puerto Rico, they gave the sickest trophy like to the winners. I was looking at it, I was like, that thing would be so cool to have. I loved it. But I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but I was just like, that thing's so cool. Like, you get like the janky little whatever, like the medal. With regionals, the SPEs, they're like, here's a trophy that's like this big. I was like, that thing is so cool. So
it's because they can't offer cash in those.
Yeah, because they can't offer. You don't pay to sign up for the SPs, right?
Yeah, they're like. I thought they were free because there's no cash prize.
So I paid 70 smackaroos for Puerto Rico.
Like, you still get like a card and a mat.
The mat is not great. That was a complete screw up that happened there too. Would you like to see the mat? It's horrible. I hate this mat. Yeah, okay, let me grab it. It's in my closet.
It wasn't like
not
a normal
like me though.
Mat?
So.
Oh no, wait! Isn't it like a cool mat at the special events? Or like, I guess cool is like.
So they screwed up because what they were supposed, like, they made these mats, right, and they had Pokemon on them, and they weren't allowed to do that. Apparently, they didn't ask Pokemon's permission for the mats, so they had to strip the Pokemon off of them and reprint the mats. So this is pretty much like a tablecloth.
I mean, it's cooler than the regional mats. At least it like.
No, this is like a tablecloth.
Oh, like the actual.
It is. This is a tablecloth.
Okay, but is it waterproof?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Should I spit on it? Right on
Yes.
camera. Yeah, no, I mean, so it looks like this so the camera can see.
Special event.
And you see that on the table, you're like, cool. And then you pick it up and you're like,
Yeah.
I see. I can do
That-
this.
That's
Right.
a perfect thing to eat your dinner over.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna sell the mat as like I said. Oh, I think it was before we started. Like I said, I sell the mats a lot of the time. I was gonna sell it, but I was like, I can't in good conscience sell this thing.
So this thing, yeah.
Right.
I was like, I really can't. Part of me is like, do I frame it? Like, but it's so translucent. I can like see through it. Like, pretty bad. So, but I don't think that's usually the case. That was a big like complete fuck up on their part. But
Mhm.
yeah, just be careful with the SBs. But I do want to go to Puerto Rico again, despite the mat, because the trophy's sick. It was fun. Yeah, if I were you, I would use the money to go to either EUIC or an SB. Honestly,
Yeah.
So-
I mean, on the bright side, SPs are basically you pay $70 to get like 100 points for going 3-2-3.
yeah, I got
Yeah.
80 points, and yeah, I was in top 128. I was like, that's half of the room. I'm in the upper half of the room. It was awesome. And
Like
the food
you
was
get
delicious.
you get like a day 1 no contention day 2 record, and you're getting like 150 points, and it's just like okay.
It's awesome. And then guess what? You're in a beautiful place. The food is
Mhm.
delicious. You
Mm-hmm.
get to go to the beach. And that's what I did. And it was awesome. I loved it. I have to go again. They better announce that shit soon because I'm going to lose it if I don't get to go. So, yeah, that was Puerto Rico was so good. But yeah, you do have to pay for Edge. You don't have to like, But the stuff is like, I mean, what was supposed to pay for my reg was the mat. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, still a beautiful place. I'd go
Yeah.
again in a heartbeat. So, well, so I know you're not going to another one in this format, Nick, but Mal, are you going to another one in this format?
Unfortunately not.
Nikki, I
don't
believe
think
it's you
Las
that's
Vegas
going.
work.
I don't know anything.
So a lot of my regionals are probably going to be in Phantasmal Flames format or like
Yeah.
any other future format.
Well, unfortunately, everyone here is watching for this format, so let's start breaking down what's going to be
Sure.
what's going to be good for the rest of this format. Not just because
Pretend-
only Nikki is going and Nikki doesn't
Pretend
know what's
that
going
you
on.
were going to Vegas. All right,
Pretend.
I need you both to
Yeah.
envision this.
Imagine
You
the
are
lights.
spinning the
I gotta-
slots, putting it
Malachi
all
can't.
on red.
You drop.
Malachi can't.
Malachi, you are at the playground.
You're on the swing set.
You're on. You're on. Whee!
I'm on the-
And you're thinking,
No, I'm on one of those like little teacup things at the playground. Just go. Whee!
Yeah.
and you're like, what deck am I gonna play in my juniors match in Las Vegas?
Oh my
Like,
god.
I'm just chill spinning around, lollipop in hand.
Yep. Spinny propeller hat.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't get the spinning propeller hat. I just got a bunch of fucking birthday hats.
Did people give those to you, or was that a you buy?
No, so I bought these.
Okay.
I've had these since Louisville last year because Louisville was my Milwaukee Regional for the last season, and that landed on day 1. So like I bought a bunch of fucking birthday hats because I wanted to hand them out to my opponents, and I was going to be playing for day 2 of Milwaukee if I made it, but I didn't. So I have way too many fucking birthday hats left over. So here they are.
All right.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, so all right, envision with me, everyone. You are going to
Yes.
go with me to Vegas. What is Nikki playing,
Okay.
and why is it a good call? No, I'm just kidding.
Uh,
But yeah, no, let's break it down. So I know we have had a lot of people on the team kind of break down the statistics of not only Milwaukee, but I believe it was Belo Horizonte as well.
Yeah.
And the Absol was the highest win rate. But I think it's been spoken about a lot on Twitter and on our team that it's probably because no one knew how to play against it. So what
There
are
was
we?
also a abnormal amount of top high level
Yeah,
players
good
playing
players
it
on
compared
Yes.
to little
Right.
Timmy didn't bring that deck. No, it was Tord and other professionals.
Yeah. So what
Yeah,
are we
I'm totally a professional.
thinking?
Dude, you're saying Tord's not Little Timmy?
I
He could
mean,
be.
Did you see his fit? I don't know. He's kind of dressed like one.
He's kind of dressed like Mal, or and I'm just kidding.
He's having a
Hey,
good
leave
yo,
him
I
time.
alone.
always
He's
respect a
chilling.
comfortable fit, man.
Yeah, I respected his fit. But
No,
it was
I like the
funny. It was
colors.
so colorful. I remember every round I could just tell where he was sitting. It was
Men in this game, y'all hate a guy who likes a little bit of color. I swear, God forbid he doesn't wear just a plain sweater or sweatshirt or a band tee. All right. So, all right. How does Absol look going forward? And let's look at the other decks as well. So,
Okay, so after playing Absol, because I know, like I didn't go over like how I felt about the deck after Milwaukee when I
yeah,
was going
sure.
over my run. I do think the deck is very strong, and I do think it has a lot of flexibility to just be a general toolbox in this meta. Just because I do think the Trolley Turbo Energized build with Kangaskhan that just allows so much versatility and kind of what you can do in attackers. Because you don't even have to Absol's the bread and butter of it, but you can really slide in anything that is conventionally a basic that can help in specific matchups. It has a lot of that flexibility to allow itself to kind of structure in a way that you can really just look at the metagame, kind of be okay, what do I need to prioritize to beat, and just accommodate for that. So I do think it's very strong, but also I don't think it's going to continue to have a high win rate like it did in Milwaukee, just because I do think that at the end of the day, the deck is just very hard to play. It's a very high skill ceiling deck, and there's a lot of nuances to the deck because there's so much access to board fixing that knowing how to transition from one board to the next is very, very difficult to do. And I'm sure I messed it up a few times even playing the deck myself. But it's very, very difficult to execute properly, and sometimes you will find yourself in very, very tough situations against matchups just because you're having to juggle a lot of different things.
Right.
But I do still think that is going to be a deck that despite now that it's kind of a known deck, I do still think it needs to be respected because it's going to be a strong deck. I think it's going to be a continuous deck that's going to be a threat in the meta, especially by top players that are going to continue to innovate the deck to be a lot stronger for future formats. You've already seen Gabriel Fernandez's list, who's playing with Unfair Stamp, or the Enhanced Hammer for the Mist Energy for Mirror Match for Luminous Energy against maybe Dragapult against Charizard, or even Mist Energy against Charizard. He has the Mega Signal to get more access to his Megas. He plays Cypher Maniac stuff. There's a lot of innovation that can kind of allow itself to just be very flexible in what it does, and being a Trolley Turbo Energized deck just give you so much room to just play whatever you want. And so I still think it's gonna kind of be in that spot where it's very strong. I do think it'll be respected, but I don't think it'll have the win percentage that was kind of skewed from Milwaukee.
Right.
That's fair. So, what do you think then? How do you think the meta is going to pivot then from this?
So I haven't really looked at much at Bello. I mainly have looked at a lot of the final standings and stuff from Milwaukee. And I honestly just after kind of looking at everything, I think that it'll take a little bit of time to figure out how to optimize. But I actually really, really like slow Charizard right now. I think that if you're able to build the deck correctly, you have a really good time into the Charizard Dusk match because you are playing a lot more consistency cards, and it's somewhat similar to kind of how Slowpoke always would beat Duskbolt, and just like you're a more consistent deck, you have a lot more room to like play unique tools that allow you to have the edge in the mirror, and you have a lot of like capabilities to kind of just be flexible in what you do, and you're not putting all your like emphasis in this package of Dusknoir with like Klefki and Jet. And also just like in general, Charizard's just a very, very strong Pokemon that like if you like that on its own is able to sweep like matchups on its own just because of like how tanky it is, how much damage it does. Maximum belt just allows it to do so much, and like it's just able to be an absolute monster in the right meta. And I think we're going to that right meta, especially with how like there, and especially like with how little people are like playing Dragapult variants right now. Of course there were some variants that did well, like Nick did really well with it, and like I do think Dragapult Dusknoir is a really good deck right now. But I don't think it's going to be as popular as like it originally was, just because like people are kind of just looking at God of War and just naturally assuming that like, oh, Dragapult's bad right now, so like, they're not going to play it. So I think like right now Charizard just has a really good time at thriving as long as it can maintain consistency to beat the Gardevoir matchups, which it can honestly do very easily. Like, you can use Mist to prevent Devo. It has Monkey Dories. It has easy access to like targeting down Guardies. Like, it's a very flexible deck right now, and I think if you're just able to build it correctly, it can really, really sweep a regional. And I would not be surprised if it won Las Vegas.
All right, I like Charizard. So,
Charizard.
Lizard.
What do you think, Nick?
I think the Absol deck will go down in play and conversion, which will be probably a good thing for everyone. It's not the most
It'll be a good thing for you.
Yeah.
thing to play versus. I can say that. But I think Zard will get pretty good. I think mattering on again where Guardy lists end up is always like the biggest question. I think that's always just where does Guardy end up like the week or night before of the event? Like it's probably always going to be like half jelly, half non-jelly, and then even within the non-jelly, it's like lots of candy ones, slower ones of more evos, maybe energized ones for these dark decks. I think based on where that falls, that'll affect a lot of where Dragapult can succeed, because I agree that I think Zard becomes a better play, which makes Dragapult a better play if Absol's play rate goes down.
Mm-hmm.
If there's like good tech cards, I don't think that's really been explored yet, because I'm sure no one expected like a 50% conversion rate from Absol.
Right.
So if people can figure out like tech cards, I do feel like Dragapult has some of the most like options though. Like I'll say like Zard is obviously very strong, Guardy's obviously very strong, but there were a lot of games where like the game just ended like turn 2 or turn 3, even though they had like 3 Pokemon on the bench, and which I just think is like kind of crazy, like pretty appalling. Where like their board is like Monkey, Curlia, and I can just blow up the whole board and make them like sign the slip is like kind of a ridiculous thing. And it has a lot of options as well. If people keep playing like these high Lily counts, you can pop. Something that I did quite a bit was I would just pop the Dusclops early and keep them itchy pollen and be like, all right, if you are going to keep lilying, like you're not seeing 8, you're seeing 6.
Yeah.
And hopefully some of them are repeat terrible cards you can't play. And I think on average it seemed to work out that way, or items or whatever, which worked out in my favor. And I feel like it's the deck that abuses just like all these good cards the most.
Right.
I think
Right.
Gardevoir is always just like the neutrally most scary deck that can do almost everything and anything every turn. Going into Vegas, it'll probably still be very good. Are there any new decks that'll really pop up? I don't think so. I think the Absol is pretty much, I think we've seen kind of the peak of new decks.
You don't think we're going to see some jungle dump?
No, I don't
Come
think.
on, the jungle dumper, man.
Absol's weak to grass.
Yeah.
I do think.
And so is
Absol's
Zard.
Yeah.
So is Zorark. So is
It's
Grim
time for
Snarl.
the
And that's
grass.
when this man shows up.
Yeah,
It
all
is
fun
his
and-
time.
when you
It
least
is all
expect
fun and games until a Mega Venusaur dies to a Chi with a max belt.
it.
Listen,
Nah.
he is
See,
invincible.
we're running jamming
Believe in him.
tower.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, jamming tower and praying.
I mean, that's
Oh,
the one weakness of Absol too, is that I think it loses to a lot of the jank in the format. When you look at like some of even the top players' runs, like their losses were to Mega Lucario, to Mega Venusaur, to
Yeah.
some Surreal
I mean, those two decks
Yeah.
pretty much eat Absol Kang.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like the jank beats you. I don't think that should dissuade anyone from playing it. Like you never play for the jank ever. Like it's probably incorrect. But even like Surreal Edge, I think, can have some decent lines into Mega Absol King because you can pass a lot of turns where you're not taking KO, and it feels really
So,
bad. But then you just
my
bomb them.
my experience, like when I was playing against Terra Ledge, like as the Absol deck, it's really hard for them to just like play patient because like you have so much leniency to kind of like just target their Lunatones and like just discard their one supporter in hand, or like what you could do like is if they have one of their Jet Energies or Turo in hand, what you could do is you could just like knock out something, discard that switch out, and then now they're down in their switch out, so you're having more access to like eval toll lock, and you can just kind of like play by ear of like what their hand is based off of and just kind of like prioritize whatever's important. So like if their hand's gonna be a brick after you discard their like one draw supporter, then it's like discard that and you can start picking apart the rest of their hand later. If the hand seems pretty good and like they have like maybe an option, like if some lists may play Iono, so like if they have an Iono and a research and like their research has to discard like Turo and a Jet, and it's like, okay, let's get rid of this Iono so you can't do that anymore, so you don't have, so you can't conserve those anymore. It's a very back and forth matchup, and they do have like a lot of switch outs to make Yveltal really like hard to like fully lock them down, and they can put a lot of pressure if they like high roll really early, but like it's a very back and forth matchup, but I would say it's probably the hardest meta matchup for the deck.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, from what I saw, it looked like a lot of the losses were like Surreal Edge if they lost.
Right.
I think
It
the
can
only other
hit pretty high numbers
they could just
in
hit
some
like
games
crazy.
quickly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember these things give up 3 prizes, so anything that can hit
a million
fast
damage.
and hard, yeah, like
Yeah.
I think Mega Man could also be kind of cool. Mega Manetro. I
Oh
saw.
yeah,
Man,
I was
there's so
just
many
looking
people
at one
waiting
of
for that to be
the.
good.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say it's amazing, but I did sit next to a couple of the rounds, and it always looked interesting. Like it always looked like versus stage 2s, they were getting the big 330 knockout.
Yeah.
Versus the big basics, they were just spamming the first attack with like Soul Mega Man and being like, "All right, you just have basic Pokemon. What are you gonna do?"
Yeah.
Yeah, Tor did say that one of his losses in like phase 1 was against Mega Man.
Bring that hit toward. That's the secret to the next
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm just like, it's a little tempting. It's a little tempting.
Listen, I'm just
But-
calling it now. It's the Jungle Dumper.
The Jungle Dumper.
That's-
Jungle
that's-
Dump Venusaur versus Mega Man. Who wins? Who wins?
Listen, Jungle Dump loves gambling, so therefore they win Vegas.
I think you're gambling no matter what if you bring a jank deck.
Exactly.
So it would only be fitting if a
Listen,
jank deck
Vegas
won
is
Vegas.
not the time for a safe play. We're in Vegas, baby. We're gonna gamble.
That's easy for the guy who's not going to say.
Exactly.
If you think that the Venusaur deck is the gambling deck, I don't think you've seen the Gardevoir Grimmsnarl mirror or match.
No, I mean we're just gambling on bringing a not good deck.
No, we're just playing Mind Bend
Alakazam!
Simulator.
Yeah.
Yo, Alakazam.
Let's bring Alakazam.
Yo, no, like legit,
Rock
like
cards.
a single prizer that can take out these 3 prizers. I mean, it eats the Absol deck.
Honestly,
What about Mist Energy?
Enhanced
It's not
hammer.
real. It can't hurt me.
Enhanced hammer.
Alakazam with Quaddy Hammer. I just broke Las Vegas.
And also, I've solved the mist energy problem already with my secret techs.
He has a Temple of Sinnoh in his deck.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. They let you do that?
No, I got kicked out.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the decks right now that did well. There's a Dunsparce. Oh, okay. No, it's just a control. It just has a lot of heavy Dunsparce and LGM. So I was like, what the hell is going on over here? But
Build up for 7.
let's go. Hilda for 7.
seven.
Hilda for 7. Always
That's
good.
what Alakazam is, dog.
Hey. Control did it better.
Mm.
Something I like is there's a lot of variety in this meta, and that was reflected in I guess the graphic, even though the graphic was a little wrong.
Even though the graphic's a little wrong,
Yeah.
there's still like 15 different decks that you could just take to a regional.
It's crazy. I was like pulling them all up so I could prep them physically, and I was like, this is a lot. There's a lot of choices.
I think it's very cool that like we're kind of seeing like every mega that was like revealed that like everybody just kind of like brushed off. Like every mega so far has shown like some like at least maybe niche or like above like
Right.
average like viability in their own way. Like
Except for Mawile.
I was gonna say, did Mawile even get there? Was it in our
I
challenge?
thought Mawile was played in Terra Box.
So yeah,
Oh, was it in
somebody
Terra
played it in Terra Box and they made top 32, and in the comments they said it was completely
worst
useless and they would cut it for literally anything else.
Well, you know, at Belo
But it was
Horizonte,
there. But it was
number
there.
9 had our Chaladon with the Mega Mawile, so
Oh,
he did
yo.
something
Whoa!
just somewhere else.
Who let Narchaladon get that high? That's a dead deck.
I mean, that's Brazil, right? So
Did Joltik
But-
Box top 4?
yes, it had Jolted Box.
Oh,
Their
yeah.
top 4 was you got Guardy, you got Absol, Joltik Box, Grimstar. That's their top 4.
If my opponent flips over Joltik, Arvin's for the Pokemon they need, and then Turbo Energizes and has the other card, it's kind of weird.
I think another cool deck
That's how
that
the deck
Kinda
works.
weird.
It's like-
I don't know.
I think another cool deck that I've been seeing like in some of these results is the Kangaskhan Bufalon deck.
I noticed that as well.
boy.
Where
What'd you call it? Tankophagos 2.0?
yes, where it's literally just Tank Pagos 2.0. It's Atlanta all over again.
Hey, I mean,
Hey.
one of our teammates did day 2 with that, so the curly wall does its job, honestly. So
We love the curly wall.
I can't be mad at the curly wall. I'm gonna be honest. And Ethan's Typhlosion did get top 16 in Brazil, so
Ooh.
shout out to the believers.
Yo, no, listen. So Ethan's Typhlosion, I mean, it's a single prize deck. If it has I've ran into it a couple times with the max belt, which just lets it take out the damn Absols and Kangaskhan's, and it pissed me off when I was trying out the Absol Kangaskhan.
See,
I
this
was
one
like, you
Secret
have
Box.
max belt? Are you kidding me?
Hey,
This
one
one's
plays
Secret
Black
Box,
Hole
Bangle, Gravity Mountain. That doesn't help anything with Absol, but
You know the Black Belt's trading does though.
I was looking at
Ooh.
that. I was like, Black Belt though.
Ooh.
And they
And
got
how much does it? Hold on. How much math does
they put
that
the duck
do?
in there.
Of
Oh,
course.
so you're doing 350 capped. So you're hitting every mega with Bravery Charm unless Lively Stadium's in play.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
it's bullcrap.
Aww. Aww.
Hey, I love single prize decks.
I know you do.
I should probably be playing it, but
No, you like winning too, though, is the problem.
right, that's why we play Alakazam.
I played that at locals yesterday, and the guy was coping very hard, and I was just like,
They don't
you're
have the
playing this
secret
wrong.
tech.
It's like, one, you're playing this wrong. Two, this is not this is not your best pick.
They don't have the secret text.
What's the secret tech?
It's a secret.
The secret, if I say it, it's not long.
That's a surprise tool that'll help us
Help
later.
us later. Yeah. I see some
Look,
roaring moons
look.
popping up a little bit too.
It's a surprise tool that I have held under one of my 8 hats.
Oh,
You good, Jake?
it's funny as shit.
This is Mickey Mouse.
Listen, I've had to endure a lot of that show between my 2 nieces and my 2 nephews.
Oh my god.
So yes, it is hilarious to me when we can just fit in. This is a surprise tool for later.
Can't believe the Mickey Mouse got Jake like laughing his ass off. That's funny as
But
shout
I
out
hate
to the
this show.
slowpoke. Shout out to the slowpoke that made day 2.
we stand
Rumor is
slow
he's still
here.
there.
He's there. He's there. He's doing his job. A few Lucarios made it in, Jake. Just so
Let's
you're
go.
aware.
Let's go.
There's a control deck that confused Limitless so much it doesn't have any sprites next to it.
Nice.
So we got
We
that.
controlling Limitless over here.
Whoa. Robin,
Yeah.
fix your website.
Yeah, you just keep going down. Like there's just so many different decks. Like it's really cool to honestly see like how diverse this meta kind of is right now, and like how it just kind of feels like you really play anything that you want as long as you get the practice and the reps in, and like you can
Yeah.
honestly do well with it.
It feels like almost the complete like opposite of last meta, and maybe this is just me, but I felt last meta to be a little miserable. I felt miserable through last format. I felt like it was difficult to choose a deck, and I felt like it was difficult to figure out what I want to play. It made
Because
Pittsburgh
you can
very
basically
difficult.
only choose between 3 decks, and none of them were fun to play.
Yeah, and now
There was a
it's
lot
like
of-
I was putting together some of these decks, and I was like, this seems fun. And I was putting it together, and I was like, this seems fun.
Yeah,
And
there was a lot of like linearity with like later on the meta, but now we're kind of like moving out of that, and like we're actually seeing some like awesome decks like do well. Like it's very like refreshing to just see
Yeah.
like you can just keep scrolling and you'll just like see a new deck that like is doing well. Like you have like Zora Crustle, you have Pidgeot Control, you have Conquador still doing well, you have Future Box in day 2, you have like the Alakazam decks, you got of course like you got like what else is like
there's a
got
Blissey
Poison-
and Bella Horizonte.
Poison Megaladius.
you got like
Yeah.
I mean you got Django sort of, I mean like Rageable is still like seeing some placements, you got like these awesome other Zoroark variants, you got the Elgjum deck, you got Slow Kings doing well, you got Garchomp, you got Frostless Monkey Dory, you got
There were a
Ho
couple
Armor
Garchomps that were like day
Yeah.
2, like 7/1/1.
Yeah, Frosted
Yeah.
Caribou day 2'd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she
with
got
Garchomp.
194.
Was she-
Yeah.
I know there was a 7/1/1. Was that her or was that somebody else?
I don't
She went 8-4-2.
I'm not sure if that was her.
So
Let me check the
could've been her.
labs. I'll check
Oh
the
yeah,
labs.
and then there was a Duraludon Zor. Like yeah, like the more you just look at it, like there's just like so many like cool decks. Like the more you're scrolling, you like, just more. It's like wow, this meta is like really really wide and like really diverse. And,
She was
like, you can
5-2-1.
play-
Okay.
You can just play kind of whatever you want and like do and like you can see decent results with it. Like it's very cool to see like all these like just decks just doing really well just because like that there's an open window right now to allow for that.
Right.
It's pretty exciting, honestly. So
Well, I'm very excited.
it makes me excited to just play games, play lots of games.
Mhm.
Well, is there any other comments we have about these decks? About anything? Well, if you're gonna
Not that I
play a
can
lot
think
of
of.
decks, then you're gonna need a lot of sleeves. That's that's how it goes. So, we got FCBC armor. Got lots of them today that I have. But got them. Best sleeves in the game. They hold up really well. Nick, did you use FCBCs?
Yep, I used violet, I think is the color. The violet ones.
Yeah, I saw some pics of you, and I saw the color. I was like, I know what those sleeves are. I didn't even have to ask, but I was going to ask anyway. How was your experience with them?
They were good. I didn't have any problems with them at all. So always like that. Always happy when they can never replacing sleeves in between rounds. Or I can definitely see there's a lot of players who between rounds or even in the middle of the game are like replacing a card sleeve at the top table just to be safe. So
it does. Yeah, it sucks when that has to happen, especially when you have to play a million rounds. So, and if you went into Top Cut, then you definitely would have need long lasting sleeves. So, really, really nice. And they have so many nice colors right now. Like, I love this blue. I'm going to be honest. I really love this blue. Like, it's so fresh.
Is that the electric blue?
Believe it is the electric
nice.
Blue. The electric blue. I don't have the itchy pollen green yet.
I still need to get some itchy pollen greens. But like honestly, like I never thought I'd like say this because I historically have not liked these, but I've been really liking the white sleeves. Literally just because like ever since most of the cards are silver border, I just think they look really nice in the sleeve. Like
sleek.
I don't know, like everything just looks so good in them now that like the yellow borders still look terrible in them. If you're using yellow borders, no, don't use the whites. They look awful. But silver borders, everything looks beautiful.
I got one of my shops recently to pick them up. Now I have 2 shops near me with FCBCs, and I guess Brian, who owns FCBC, has kind of a system where the more you sell and then buy, you unlock new colors. So they got the Stardust there, and I didn't know until like later, and I was like, oh, next time I'm here, I'm picking up a Stardust from you guys. So which is their like off-white color. So
yeah,
and I was like, I thought that was exclusive.
Like it's like off-white.
Yeah, that's the Stardust. Oof. Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. And
unopened.
And the store owner, he was even telling me he loves FCBCs because the box is simple and you can see the colors very easily. And he was like, and they're just so colorful. He loves how colorful the sleeves are. So he buys all the like off like weird colors. He's like, anyone could get red, anyone could get blue. He's like, but can you get like a nice bright yellow? He's like,
right.
He's like, I can with these. And apparently a lot of people at that store are really, really enjoying these sleeves, which makes me really happy to hear. That's not the only thing Brian has. He has like some pretty good binders as well. So this is purple binder. Has a nice emblem here. Hard to see probably because of the lighting, but really nice binder, honestly. Like really well made, good quality. Not just like so much room for your beautiful cards that your cat can spill water on. So no, you don't want that to happen. But we haven't had a Peaches moment, and that's crazy that we've made it this long. So, but yeah, honestly, great binders, great sleeves. Brian does a great job. It's not big corpo. It is guy in Ohio selling good sleeves. So pick up a pair, FCBC armor. I know you want them. No, you do. No, you do. No, you do. So, yeah.
Buy the sleeves.
That's like some 90s advertising right there.
What?
Wacky hats, like real close up to the camera. Buy the sleeves.
I did get a slap of nostalgia there, and I was like, why? And then it's like, oh.
Yeah. No, that's some 90s advertising.
He wasn't even born in the 90s.
No, we're not going through how old we are now.
How is he picking on that? From 94. That's crazy. Oh my God. We got to end the podcast before I start getting sad. Okay, so that's all I have to say. Do you guys have anything else to add on?
I don't believe so.
I don't think I got anything.
Well, good job to both of you. Mal, I know you didn't day 2, but good job. And especially with the deck that came to light 2 days prior. So good job. And Nick, congrats again on your day 2 and your top 32 placement. We're excited to see what you guys are going to do next in the future. So, all right, with that, I have nothing else. So,
Me neither.
sad. But that means you guys can just watch more episodes. So, I will see all of you later. Thank you for watching. Check out all the socials below or wherever. We're trying to distribute these in lots of places now. We're working on it. Hopefully by the end of this week, they will all be up. So check us all out. Team Boss for Game. Check out everyone's personal social media, which will be posted in the description. Give us a follow or subscription or a like or whatever the platform you're using this on will allow you to do. Keep up with us. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks. We're switching to an every other week format. So, which I think will give us more quality and more content and less late nights. So with that, gotta say goodbye, everyone. Have a good 2 weeks. We'll see you later.
Peace out.
Bye.
See ya.